100 years since a dark day in U.S. history, an historical event you may not have even heard about.
But as News Nation's Tom Negevin reports from Wall Street, some of the damage is actually still visible today.
It's an empty building in the heart of Wall Street, but the stories it could tell. Every year, thousands walk by these deeply pitted walls with no clue of what left these scars or the memories stored there.
The hall?
Yeah.
I think it was for the war.
It's been immortalized on film, an attack on what was then the headquarters of J.P. Morgan and Company.
Just a story, because I don't know that story, you know.
It was high noon, 12:01 p.m., September 16th, 1920. A small horse-drawn wagon slowly making its way past lunchtime crowds here, pausing in front of what was then one of the most famous financial addresses in America, and blowing up.
It knocks out the windows up and down Wall Street. It can be felt as far north as City Hall.
Yale professor Beverly Gage wrote the book on it, The Day Wall Street Exploded. Set on a timer, 100 pounds of dynamite, 500 pounds of cast iron weights, creating first an enormous blast, then a wave of shrapnel, knocking trolley cars off their tracks 2 blocks away.
And by the time the flames and the blast clear, almost 40 people are lying dead in the street. Hundreds of people are injured, and the stock market is in the process of shutting down.
It was a scene of absolute carnage that left New Yorkers in shock, filled newspapers for months, and yet is barely remembered now at all, even though there are many parallels to the present day.
But I think most people today haven't heard of it at all, even though we can see lots of resonance with what's going on now. Questions of Wall Street and its role in American life, questions of how you treat protesters and radicals, of immigration. All of these were really hot issues in 1920, both before and after this major bombing.
A bombing that to this day has not been solved, although investigators believe it was the work of Italian anarchists, the suspected bomb maker setting sail for Italy shortly after, never to return. The damage left on these walls unrepaired. That choice was Wall Street's, its nod to history. In New York, Tom Negevin, News Nation.